Freebies, handouts and questionable economic promises, the platforms of parties contesting Thailand's election on Sunday, littered with populist pledges, raising some concerns about the fiscal discipline of any incoming government. The Thailand Development Research Institute says pledges from the top 9 parties will require about $92 billion per year. Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha is promising to triple cash handouts to welfare recipients after moving to the United Thai Party. The ruling Palang Pracharat Party is proposing to raise welfare cash payments. And the main opposition, the Per Thai Party, pledging $290 worth of digital currency for all Thais aged 16 and above. And that amounts to nearly $15 billion in cash. The rural sector, often the target of political pork barreling, will be critical to winning the 133 seats up for grabs in the northeast. Per Thai has pledged to triple farm incomes while imposing a 3-year debt holiday. Now, Mr. Prayut's United Thai Party has promised to raise farm subsidies to $58 per 1,600 square meters. The Phumchai Thai Party, meanwhile, says it will guarantee a price floor for crops such as rice, palm oil and rubber while promoting cannabis as a cash crop. In the capital Bangkok, a local poll shows that the young and progressive population supports the Move Forward leader. That's Peter Lim Tharonrat for Prime Minister, closely followed by Paetongtarn Shinawat. The battle for the capital Bangkok will hinge on new industries and policies to upskill the workforce. The Young Progressives at the Move Forward Party has vowed to raise the minimum wage to $13 with annual increases based on GDP and inflation. Per Thai's headline policy is an eventual minimum wage of $17.50 per day. There's no new wage pledge from Mr. Prayut, but he did increase the daily wage to at least $9.50 back in 2020 as part of the Palang Pracharat's party. The monthly minimum wage in Thailand is now the highest in Southeast Asia. And while supporters are cheering the populist handouts promised by the election hopefuls, economists are raising questions about how these promises will be funded. The Thai cabinet approved a budget in January of $100 billion for the fiscal year starting October. Now, fixed expenditure makes up 74% of the overall budget, while capital spending accounts for more than 20%. The Budget Bureau says that this leaves a little over $5 billion to spend on any new policies. So let's talk about those promises of handouts and the Thai economy. Kasem Prunratanamala, head of CIMB's Thai research team, joins us now. Kasem, thanks for joining us this evening. How concerning is it for the Thai economy are these promises that we've just detailed from the major parties? I mean, can the country afford it?
I think those programs may be a little bit to be implemented all at the same time. I think but they probably have to limit the number of policies that they want to implement in the first couple of years and see whether it works, because Thailand actually has been suffering K-shaped recovery. So some sector of the economy, especially for the low-end segment, didn't do that well. So that's why I think political parties come out with several populist measures to help those sectors. But I think they probably wait until those sectors fully recover. Then those measures will have to be pulled out, because I don't think that Thailand can afford those policies forever. Because at the end of first quarter this year, our public debt to GDP stood at about 61% already, while our debt ceiling is about 70%. So I think without extra revenue, it will be quite difficult for political parties to keep all their promises.
Well, it sounds like, Thai economic revival might be at stake here. And just to add to what you've said, according to the World Bank, Thailand is the only country in Southeast Asia, aside from Myanmar, that has not quite yet recovered to pre-pandemic GDP levels. So I put it to you then, Mr. Kasem, which party and candidate do you have the most confidence in to address these issues?
Actually, I think in general, most people would believe that Pheu Thai party would be better in managing the economy because of their track record in the past. And I think even without much stimulus measures, Thai economy this year should be doing better than last year because Thailand is likely to welcome more tourists this year. And the reason that I think our recovery is lagging behind our regional peer is that we rely more on foreign tourists than our neighboring countries. But with probably around 25 to 28 million tourist arrivals this year, I think our economic recovery should be on track.
Kasem, opposition party Pheu Thai has a pledge to provide $15 billion worth of digital currency to all Thais age 16 and above. It's made headlines in the process, but how feasible is this pledge, and where does the party intend to finance it from?
Yeah, I think they mentioned that they're gonna cut some budget of some ministry, and then they may draw down some of the central budget to spend. And this is also a lot of money, but I think they hope that with the impulse of the spending that can kickstart the economy, especially in the rural area, because there are some conditions attached to this digital currency handout. Basically, they have to spend within 4 kilometer radius from their houses. So that actually plan to boost local economy. So on that front, I think they hope that economic stimulus, this economic stimulus measure will help rural economy to recover.
Right, and just want to touch on the agriculture sector now, where some critics are basically concerned that this particular sector employs over 12 million people, that has an average age of 55, needs pretty much major reforms to boost productivity rather than all these short-term populist policies. So what is your take on all these generous policies that have been offered by all the political parties, and also the potential impact on the agriculture sector?
Yeah, okay, that's a good question. Actually, I don't think that people would believe that the government can implement all those measures to begin with. Secondly, last year, it was a very good year for the agricultural sector. But for this year, this sector may not perform that well. However, with the recovery in the tourism and service sector, I think people, working in the agricultural sector probably can move, from their home provinces to work, in the service sector. So that actually help provide some cushion for our rural economies, in my view.
Right, and also, Mr. Kasem, I'm not quite sure if you can lump the cannabis with the agriculture sector, but, the Boonjai Thai Party, DPM Anutin, they're championing cannabis as a cash crop. The market is projected to reach, I believe, $9.6 billion by 2030, despite a current lack of regulations. So, how realistic is this, and who is going to benefit from this? Ordinary Thais or big corporations? Because there is a huge divide between, the super rich and the ordinary Thai.
Yes. Actually, this issue, was a hot topic 4 years ago, and I think this policy helped, boost the number of MPs for the Phumjai Thai Party. However, because of the, regulations on this hasn't been passed yet, and the price of the cannabis also falls, quite a lot. Previously, people, household, thought that if they can grow cannabis tree, by 4 to 6 trees per family, then that they can make maybe 10 to 20,000 baht per household. So that would be a lot of money for them. However, now that prices of those products also fall quite a lot. So the outlook for this, I think, is not that exciting. However, I think people also realize that with the easing of the regulations, the spread of the cannabis or narcotic, is pretty bad, especially among the youth. So several political parties also, don't agree with this kind of, policy. So they plan to ban this policy. So I think this policy is unlikely to help Phumjai Thai that much this time around.
All right, many thanks for your time and thoughts, Kasem Prunratanamala, head of CIMB's Thai research team.